Hey everyone, Glenn here with the second video of this series chronicling the Warnings entire recorded catalogue, and I'm going to be sharing my thoughts and giving you my analysis of what I'm listening to. So we're right back at the beginning with the Escape the Mind EP. In the previous video we listened to the first track. Now we're on the second track, which is called Fade Away, and as I said before, I've only listened to this EP about twice ever, and last time was quite a while ago, so I'm mostly listening to these songs on fresh ears. So without further ado, let's crack on and listen to Fade Away.
They told me I couldn't do it, that I would stumble and fall. I will get cuts and bruises, that I just should give up. That was what powered my flame, and that's why it's still burning. I just had to prove them wrong.
Okay, so straight off I can tell that that's not Dany, that's Pau singing this. And kind of the same thing that I did notice in the previous video, that kind of a naivety in the songwriting. That's, again, as I said in the previous video, none of this is a criticism. When I do these videos, there are bound to be things that from time to time I pick up on that I don't particularly like. That's fine. We all have our opinions, and it wouldn't do for us to like absolutely everything. But these early songs, you can hear that innocence, that naivety, that lack of experience. They are quite, for want of a better word, childish, some of these songs. Some of the lyrics particularly, and the rhythm of the lyrics, tell that they were still learning the craft. And as I said, this is by no means a criticism. It's not a bad thing. You can just hear the fact that they were young, that they were just getting started. You can definitely hear that in this song. But again, not a bad thing. It's just an observation. Let's crack on and listen to some more.
Oh, they always bring me down, but I'll always stand my ground, and I'll walk until the very top, and I'll run, even though I stumble and fall, and I'll jump until I reach the sun, and I'll shine until the light fades away.
I just want to pick up on something else here. Something that relates to what I was just saying, actually, about that kind of almost innocent, childish, naive quality that some of these songs have. What you've got to remember as well, when people are that young, when they're writing and performing, they haven't kind of found their edge as such, typically. And that is certainly the case with these songs. As I said in the previous video, you can hear that there are certainly elements that are clearly identifiable that we have come to know and love from their later stuff. But you can hear it, it's very, very much more kind of unrefined and a bit more rough, not as polished in some respects. But you've got to remember that a lot of that is not just because they're lacking in experience, but it's because they are young. And when people are young like that, it's, as I say, they haven't really found the edge yet, and they've not got a lot of that refinement, and they've not learned how to really kind of take a song and kind of really manipulate it with the delivery, if that makes sense. Now, this particular song, I have in the back of my mind that I've possibly heard Pau singing this later on, maybe more recently. I'm not sure. It would have been at a live show, I'm sure. But I was just thinking, as I was listening to that, I was just thinking and trying to imagine, could I hear Pau singing this now? Maybe if she was just on the piano, would I be able to hear her singing it now? And I think I could. But I can kind of imagine at the same time hearing her sing it slightly differently. Not dramatically differently, but it's more to do with like the nuances, just slight little nuances in the vocal delivery. Whereas when someone is young, very often it's very much on a level, they're just singing it. And where with age, of course, and life experience and all the stuff that goes along with it, you do learn how to kind of draw the performance out of yourself, and you kind of learn how to really develop that delivery. So while a lot of these songs from this EP are going to be very much kind of on a certain level, as it were, we have to just look at them for what they were. We have to remember that the girls were very young. They didn't have the level of experience they have now. They didn't have the physical maturity in their voices and so on that they have now. So that's bound to be noticeable. But it's not a bad thing. It's not a criticism, just an observation. And it really is interesting to be able to still, at the same time, hear those clearly identifiable, the warning marks on these songs.
You take 2 steps forward, but you fall 3 steps back. You'll end up where you started, but you still have to fight. Have to change the story, have to turn it around. Have to prove to all of them that they were never right. Oh, oh, they always bring me down, but no, I'll always stand my ground. And I'll walk until the very top, and I'll run, even though I stumble and fall, and I'll jump until I reach the sun, and I'll shine until the light. Don't stop till you finish, that's what I'm always thinking. Don't care what they say, you did it.
I'm just going to pause there. I'll take it back a little bit so we go into that little section there, because I don't want to kind of jump in halfway through, but I just want to comment on Dany and on Ali, because I appreciate that so far I've just been talking about Pow, because this is really, it's a Pow performance, right? But again, we can hear Dany's riffing through. She's not just playing old chords and or power chords or just doing arpeggios or anything like that. She's actually doing a few little riffs, certain parts, and that again is what we expect from Dany. Ali, again, good, solid bass playing, as we have come to expect from her. But at the same time, a few nice little, not unexpected notes as such, but they're a choice of notes that we would come to expect from someone who has a good ear. And we know that Ali has a really good ear. And it's just really impressive to hear someone so young, because of course Ali's the youngest of the 3, and she was very young at this point, but to still be able to go for some of the less obvious notes is what I'm trying to say. And it just adds to the overall vibe and performance. It's just really, really cool. So let's just try back to the beginning of that little section.
Don't stop till you finish, that's what I'm always thinking. Don't care what they say, you didn't ask for their opinion. You're talking like that cause they know that I am winning. Just hear what they say, it's their jealousy speaking. Don't stop till you finish, that's what I'm always thinking. Don't care what they say, you didn't ask for their opinion. You're talking like that cause they know that I am winning. Just hear what they say, it's their jealousy speaking. Walk.
That's really interesting, that little bit there, because again, it's probably more obvious to me because I'm wearing headphones, and said this in the previous video that if you're not typically listening to songs on headphones, it's a good thing to do. Sometimes you do pick up on things that you might not have otherwise heard. But what's really obvious listening to this song in the headphones there in that section, you got Pow doing like a send and sort of a question and answer kind of thing, where you've got one voice in the left-hand channel, one voice in the right channel, and it's almost like, I think of this being, this is my interpretation, it's like a conversation that the singer is having in her mind, like this point being made here on this side, and this point being made here on this side. It's almost like a conversation. I don't know if that's what they were going for, but that's certainly how I've interpreted it. And yeah, it's really cool.
Walk until the very top, and I'll run. Even though I stumble and fall, and I'll jump until I reach the sun, and I'll shine until my light. And I'll walk until the very top, and I'll run. Even though I stumble and fall, and I'll jump until I reach the sun, and I'll shine
So we hear some nice counter melody lead on the guitar there from Dany, which I don't think we heard very much of that on the previous song. We did hear her usual riffing through the song, and I noticed that there was at one point where there were a few little riffs a little bit kind of in the back of the mix at one point, but here we do hear some nice lead playing from her, which of course anybody who knows Dany now will know that she's a really fantastic lead guitarist. So again, just a foreshadow of what was to come. Alright, great stuff. That was Fade Away, and again, right at the end there, we hear some more lead from Dany. Great playing. Fantastic. So, yeah, that's, again, another song from Escape the Mind, which is an earlier song and is obviously so, but great job from the girls at such a young age. Certainly here, as I've said many times in the previous video and following on in this video, many identifiable parts. When we think of the warning, we can hear that there is there, right? That it's the warning. We can hear very different sound overall to what we're used to now. The songs are a lot less, at least so far, the first two we've listened to, a lot less rocky than some of the stuff that they've been doing more recent years, but it's still clearly them. We can hear those clear identifying marks that are clearly Dany, Bao and Ellie. So really hope you enjoyed this video. Click like if you did, and click like if you didn't. But click subscribe, and if you would like to suggest anything else you'd want me to take a look at. Of course, I'm going to be going through this series, but I would love your thoughts on any live performances you'd like me to take a look at, and indeed, you know, anything else. If there's any other bands, any other songs you want me to take a look at and react to, or give my thoughts and analysis on, I'd be more than happy to do that. So we'll leave that there, and I will see you on the next one.